You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com, your independent music source. Fresh, new music, right here on the all-new GHP Radio, your new independent music source.
clouds pass by, putting me in a sensual state of mind, oh mind.
Howling winds start to chill. Light some candles, let them burn. Let us turn out the lights and lower the blinds for the night. Sunlight nights and candlelight sets the mood, just makes things right. Thunder and lightning puts me in the mood to love on you.
As the rain falls down, hits the window making sound. I have erotic feelings coming over me. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Lightning strikes, then the boom. As we head to the room,
As we head to the room,
for a tender night of love, so start kissing me passionately. Sunlight nights and candlelight sets the mood, just makes things right. Thunder and lightning puts me begin under the moonlight. Yeah. Your eyes won't believe what your mind can't conceive. Nights over Egypt. Nights over Egypt. Nights over Egypt. Incense and myrrh and girls that swirl to the music. Nights over Egypt.
Hi, my name is Tony Red, and you are listening to my music on GHP Radio, your independent music source. I'm looking out over my window. I see your smiley lights the sky. Will you play me a love song? Love song, love song, yeah. Every time we meet, the feeling is so sweet. I think about you day and night because it feels so right. You've got me in a trance. I'm ready for romance. Romance. You make me say, make me wanna say now. Any time of day, any time of day. Shining through my window pane, shining through my window pane. Taking all my cares away, taking all my cares away. In love, in love. I never thought this would happen. I'd always dreamed that it would be. You got me floating on a cloud, so high, so high, so high. When you take a chance, life is just a dance, a dance. I will dance with you forever. I look into your eyes,
there's a smile upon my face whenever you come around. When I need it, you seem to know. You looked at me, you grabbed my face and said, pack your things, let's go.
Don't you like it? In the heat.
Sure do. Take a first class flight, Hawaiian night, sand between our feet.
Trade the better
Trade it in, girl,
for the sweet.
for the sweet. Then you hit me with that super love that knocked me off my feet.
Whatever you did to me,
Do it again, girl.
do it again, baby.
Ooh, baby.
Do it again.
Do it again, girl,
Give
yes.
me more love. You're my friend.
You're my friend, man.
It's that friendship thing.
Do it again. You never break me down. I'm catching feelings, feeling real. I need some time to rearrange just how you feel. Cause I'm used to being by myself. But everything you add to me is so good for my health, yes.
Feel like it.
I feel like it.
In the heat.
In the heat, a first class flight, Sahara night, the sand between our feet. Yes, trade it in, girl,
For the sweet.
for the sweet. Then you hit me with more super love, and knock me off my feet. Hey.
Whatever you did to me,
Ooh,
do it again.
Here we are.
Yeah, yeah.
All
Ladies and
right.
Celebrating.
gentlemen, welcome to
We
the
are in the place.
GHP Indie Spot Live, where we're featuring Gary Fuston is in the hot seat.
That's right.
We've been trying to get him. Did you hear that?
Oh,
It is a
was that
Houston
Carla?
Saturday.
Was that Carla?
Yeah. What'd you say?
Happy birthday, Gary.
Oh, thank you, Carla.
But brother, we're here to celebrate you today.
Thank
Special
you.
guest, Mr. Andre Pittman. And
Happy
always
birthday.
here,
Happy birthday.
Vaughn.
Thank you.
Yes,
and
sir.
And we're here to honor you today, Gary.
Well, I appreciate it, y'all. It's nice. Nice, very nice of you guys. Yeah.
Now, Andre, you had a question for the young maestro here. How he started it off. You guys were talking about that before.
Yeah, we're
carrying
talking
on.
about the variety of his music, how he survives trends, and the contemporary music that he does play with a mix of. It's almost like a gumbo, you know, flavors of all different genres of music, and
Yeah.
and he could answer that himself.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gary. Give us your story, brother.
Okay. Well, as far as the music go, you know, I'm so happy y'all picked up on that everything kind of sounds different. Some of my tunes and everything, because that's one thing I've always tried to focus on. Is, you know, I didn't want to sound like, you know, the same. You know, I mean, I want to have my own sound, but at the same time, I want to also put out stuff where it's not like this. Okay, you're gonna hear the same thing. You already know what to expect. You know, I want to always surprise the listener. So, and then plus, as I was telling you before, you know, I'm very influenced by so many types of music. You know, over the years coming up, you know, I've listened to everything from soul, R&B, even rock. You know, and a lot of pop, just everything. So. That's kind of probably what when you hear my music, that's probably why there's such a difference in some of the stuff. So if that answers your question. Yeah.
So tell us some of your earlier influences, Gary.
Oh man, it's so many influences. I don't even know where to begin. But
I mean, the early ones when you first.
yeah, when I first, yeah, well.
What made your head turn?
Of course, you know, I guess I can kind of go back because when you know, now as far as my music, as far as getting into it, you know, I've been into it for many years. As a young kid, you know, I used to tinker around on a keyboard, you know, playing, picking up things from what I hear on the radio, and so I've always played by ear. And but as you were asking about my influences back then, coming up, you know, right out of high school, I was playing drums with a couple of my good friends that I used to hang out. We all hung out together, you know, all the way from grade school all the way through our high school years. But when we were in high school, we were in the high school band, and during that time, we wanted to form our own band because when you're in high school and you're in those bands, you know, you're just to that music, but you want to be able to do stuff that you've listened to on the radio and everything. So so that's what was inspiring us to come up with our own band. So of course, you know, I couldn't play drums in that particular band. We had to pick somebody who was going to be the drummer, pick somebody who's going to play guitar, who's going to play the bass. And it just by chance, you know, I had an interest in the guitar, so I picked it up. A good buddy of mine, and you guys are probably familiar with, his name is Maurice Johnson, a great guitarist. He used to live in my neighborhood as well, and he used to be in a band because he's just a few years older than me, not by much, but he had a band back in them days, and I used to, as a kid, I used to always go over there and listen to them and watch and listen and just I was very influenced by Maurice, by that guitar. So I think that's what threw me in that direction. And so My father bought me my very first learned the guitars, electric guitar, and so just with little lessons from Maurice and coming up, that's how I kind of picked up on that. And then, like I said, me and my other friends, we picked up this band, put it together, and then as we were doing that at that time, our music teacher, who was at our high school, her name was Miss Minor. Love her. I mean, she was she didn't teach the band, but she taught like vocals, like choir and all that kind of stuff. But she was so influenced. This is Vaughn. Vaun, he must be having some issues. Let's see here. I'm gonna let him leave a message and then I'll get him back with him. But yeah, so she was so influenced by what we were doing at the time, putting this band together and stuff. So she took on basically getting us little gigs, here locally, taking us to little high schools and assemblies and stuff, and doing our music and also performing at some of the college. It kind of turned into a little local thing there for a while, and so it was really cool. And at that time, we were playing music like Cameo, Barcades. That's the kind of cover
Good
stuff.
stuff, huh?
That's the kind of cover. That's the kind of cover stuff that we were really into back then. And so we would play all that kind of music, and then of course there was a couple. We actually made up of some of our originals as well back then. But that's where my inspiration came from, was like the early '70s, 80s. That was the main music I used to grew up on. I loved Heat Wave. I can go on. Rick James, all these. It's just so many, and of course Prince. I love Prince to death because he was a big influence for me to start actually recording my own music. Back in them days. Whenever I found out, the story about him and what he was doing, and back then I didn't know anything about music tracking and all that stuff. It was just something that we started coming around and us learning about it. But yeah, man, that's.
So when was your first release? I know you have an album out, one album that you do. This is the title was 1982, but I'm sure you were recording way before that.
Yeah.
Is that your first album out, or
No.
Take Off your first one? Or?
Actually, that 1982 track, that was just a title I came up with because I just actually did that track about 2 years ago. I think it was in 22.
Oh, okay.
And I just the title 1982 was something that I wanted to title that track because I was trying to go for the 80s style type of funk back then with that track, and as far as the title goes, 1982 represents the year after I graduated out of high school, so and that was a big time during that time because during between 81 and 82, I remember when my first year of college, being in the lobby of our dorm, we used to go down and watch TV, of course, when we were in break between classes, and I just remember being so intrigued by MTV. MTV was during that time when it came on, and watching all those videos of these different groups and stuff, and but yeah, that's where that came from, that 1982.
But you have so many good titles, man, and all great, fantastic music, man. Fantastic music. What would you like to add to this, Mr. Pittman?
Yes, the music that you have, I was listening to a lot of your tracks, and one thing that impressed me was as a record executive, and when you make the music, and when a lot of recording artists record their music, it goes to the point where we have to sell it and have to put it into the marketplace.
Yeah.
And what I did notice about it is you put some vocals on your music, which made me very happy because that means we could put it in two different genres of radio stations and and to sell it. What possessed you to put female vocals on it or background vocals on your music track?
Yeah, because that was something, because I don't really consider myself as a vocal person, as far as singing, for to speak. I've always
Mhm.
put myself in a category where I'm just producing and maybe finding someone
Right.
to sing. But
Right.
there's probably 2 tracks I think that I do have out of my library where I'm actually singing a hook. Like there's a track called Smooth Cruise, and so it basically contains a hook, main hook, and then it also has my guitar playing as well. But when I did that track, it's kind of funny because it's something that I've always, doing instrumentals, all my life. I've just, at the time I was like, when I put that album out, which by the way that was on my Unwind CD, and I was like, I had put the track together, but it just felt like it needed something else on it, and I was like, and just being in the room by myself, I said, well, let me get behind this microphone, see if I can do something.
Right.
So, I'm experimenting and everything, and I actually tracked myself, where I did my background vocals, and I kind of harmonized myself, and it was kind of weird after I heard it, because I was just like, it's weird when you hear your own self. It just don't sound right to me, at least. But it was funny. I had some friends that would come over during some of the times after I'm recording, and they're like, "What? What is that? Who is that? Blah blah." And when I told them it was me, they couldn't believe it. They're like, "Oh man, that was pretty cool." And I said, "No." And actually, I wasn't gonna put that track out because I was so embarrassed about it. But
you need not be, brother.
Yeah.
The intro is fine. The intro that you had to Unwind, and the cork and the champagne being poured into the glass,
right,
and all that. It really told the story.
Well, yeah.
As a vocalist, that is familiar because most instrumentalists, when they get behind a microphone and start singing, and then they do a playback of their voice, it sounds weird to them because your voice and your ears have not been introduced.
Yeah.
If you understand what I mean. As a singer, that's an attribute that you have to have, because you'll be singing flat all the time.
Yes.
So you basically will develop that your ear and your voice are introduced, and you're like, this is not a foreign sound to me. And once you get that, the more you do it, like most singers, they're familiar with their voice when on the playback.
Yes.
And that's what happens. But it was refreshing that you did put some vocals on your music. It opened up another selling point and to the music.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, because and I've in the past just coming up and because when I first started producing music, it was it was definitely a learning curve.
Oh yeah,
coming up
always.
Yeah, and I'm still learning. As we
always.
speak.
Yeah.
And but I do remember a handful of artists that had come through my home studio back then, where we worked on some stuff where I put the music and they put the voice on and
Right.
in fact, here a little bit later, I've made some montages of some stuff I did that's unreleased that nobody's never heard of some artists that I've worked with, some with some hip hop stuff, and then also some R&B.
Right.
R&B tracks and stuff, but I'm gonna let people listen to that a little bit later. But yeah, in fact, I guess I can go ahead and while we're on the subject, I'll just kind of go back where things started, because a lot of people always ask me, what is the GHP, what it stands for, and of course, CTK got his own a meaning of what GHP means. He's always playing with me, but what GHP stands for is it's G House Productions, And where that comes from is when I decided to start recording out of my home. A lot of people, used to always say, "Well, let's go to G's house. Let's go to G's house and record, record music and stuff." And then a friend of mine who runs a radio station, local here in Oklahoma City, which they've been running that station for years. But his name is Terry Monday, and he's a program director there. And I used to always try to go talk to him and for different advice about certain things, when it comes to getting my music out. Because, when you're doing music back in them days, especially when you're doing it, you always wanted to get your music on radio. And at the time, that was the only local connection I had with a radio station here. And so I used to go and stop by, drop him off a little recording of mine or what have you. And, I was blessed enough for him to actually take a like and interest in what I was doing. So he actually played some of my stuff on air, which was cool. And but he was instrumental in me actually making G House Productions an actual business and name. He took me to the capital of Oklahoma City. We took me and he showed me what I needed to do to get that in.
All the paperwork.
All the paperwork and all that kind of good stuff. So, shout out to Terry Mundy. But that's when all that started, and then I started getting calls. Because first I was experimenting production work with just some friends. I had a friend. Her name was Felicia. And she was a vocalist, a very good vocalist, by the way. And she was actually in the little band that I was telling you about that me and my fellas put together back in the day. Because we all stayed together for about 2 or 3 years, solid, just kind of going all over Oklahoma, doing shows and stuff at the time. And and the name of the band at that time was called the TOC band, Touch of Class. That's what we. I know it sounds corny, but that's
back in the day. That's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what it was. You tell them, Andre.
Right.
And you were saying something about people didn't know what GHP was. People don't know what. I even called a store called CVS and asked them what did that stand for, and they don't even know what that means.
Well, I got to tell you, Andre, it's been a long road for Gary because he had to find other ways he could finance his musical adventures. Now, you may think that GHP, he told you what it really was, though, but in the early beginnings, though, to raise money to get the capital he needed, GHP meant something totally different. And that's when Gary was an innovator before Willie Morrow. Before Willie Morrow came out with the Jerry Curl, there was Good Hair Boy products. And that's what GHP was for in the beginning.
Is that what?
Some people would sell CDs out the back of their truck, but Gary was selling possum raccoon products out the back of his truck to offer people hair alternatives. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Gary, it would be so great right now if you could, because you have so much music, and we want to cover some of your stuff. If you can just play some of your stuff, some of your favorites for us right now, a couple, that would be fantastic. If you could bless us with a couple of those, and we can get back to talking to you and honoring you, because you still have the story to tell of how you came up with GHP Radio. That's another thing.
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
So many accomplishments. So if we can get some of your music in, and it'd be great if we can come back in and hear the story of how that started.
Okay. And I'll set this up then a little bit then before I do that.
And just to know, ladies and gentlemen, this has been brought to you by Gary Fuston Hair Products. The best product in the world. Get Gary Fuston products. You want it to lay down? You want it to be fried? You want it to be fried? Buy Fuston products. Thank you, Gary. Take it away, Gary. Happy birthday, man.
And it's sponsored by Madam C.J. Walker.
Yeah, thank you. Well, so basically, what I'm getting ready to play for you, it's going to be like a little montage of some unreleased stuff that nobody's never heard. It was kind of back during that time, and I want to say probably around between 2000 and in a period between 2000 and 2003. There was a time right during that proportion where after I had got my business license to have G House Productions, I started actually opening up my studio to people, and I would do all the music production, of course, and then they would come in, and it's kind of weird because at the time, like I said, remember I was telling you, I do everything by ear, and so I had a little nice setup, at the time, and I would amaze some of these people that would come in because I would go over there and I may have a beat already done or a track done, basically, or something that's already started, and if I play it, they're like, oh, I want to get on that, or whatever, or they may tell me what they want to do, and then I would go over there and actually do a beat in front, within like maybe 10 or 15 minutes, right there in front of you, just something to get started with, and but it was just different ways that we used to work in the studio at the time. But anyway, the stuff that I'm going to be playing, like I said, is some unreleased stuff, and majority at the very beginning of it was some hip hop kind of stuff. I used to have a cousin of mine. He used to come. They were, rapping, and they had a lot of friends, so they would come over, and I would put beats together. They get on it. I actually record them and do all that. Also, I had a handful of people that would come that did vocals, and stuff, and I would work with them as well and do stuff in the studio. But that's what you're gonna hear. It's not like the full thing. It's just gonna be like clips of
little montages of
different. So I'll play some of that for everybody to check out, and then we come back and kick it off from there. Okay. So everybody keep it locked right here. And we
keep it like that. And don't forget to get Gary Fuston raccoon products. They make great raccoon nuggets.
That's gross. All right, we'll be right back. Keep it locked right here.
Smile at the very thought of you, baby. I finally made it to paradise, and I never wanna leave, baby. I never wanna leave this place. I love.
That's right. OKC, baby. G House. 4 or 5 country players putting it down. You know what I'm saying? Full flavor, baby.
We from that road fire, and we down to ride. Now come on everybody, take a ride with me. Let's roll, let's get on. Hit I-35 north and 44 east. Let's roll, let's get on. Now who that's King D, Market 1 and Queen B. Let's roll, let's get on. It's the G Hop Productions and LBP. Let's roll, let's get on. Walking with the limp, just watch me stare. Leaving imprints up on the covers of your mind. I serve the line, I'm a lingo walk on the ties. When you fantasize, don't you wanna ride? Nothing but the side, wanna spread out so thing.
Blocked up. Down south. Blocked up. bleeding.
Hold up for a sec, man, while I swing my chain and try to do that thing, huh?
Sticky situations, gotta heat it. If the block ain't played, then it gotta bleed it.
Hold up for a sec, man, while I swing my chain and try to do that thing, huh?
You better watch. Hard paint, baby. What you do? Hard. Big body beans, and it don't matter. Better stop, hold up on the chit chatter. Try to climb a ladder, make them hoes scatter. Man, I'm tryna have a whole steak on my platter. Big body beans, man, it don't matter. Better stop, hold up on the chit chatter. Try to climb a ladder, make them hoes scatter. Man, I'm tryna have a whole steak on my platter. High and I'm cold, never freeload. When I come down, I break them all slow. Soaking hydro, flip the photo. Plate it up, baby, hit it, start you my clothes. Raised in Reno, watch me make glow. Lost the loved ones, so I sit in the yak slow. Say it don't matter, some say it don't. I'ma cut the chatter, get straight to the bone. Live your life fast, you might not last. Struggle doing bad, just an outcast. Keep your head up, try not to get stuck. When you're down and out, you'll see who give a what.
Help them please, they don't struggle. Lord, please, bless my seed. Help them please, they don't struggle this world like me. Lord, please, bless my seeds. Help them please, they don't struggle. Lord, please, bless my seed. Help them please, they don't struggle this world like me.
Ever since my lessons, I've been stressing. Man, I can't keep second guessing. Decision that was made, led astray, keep your easy. When no black executives trying to get with this, what's this nigga mob and rob? Work that low wage job, set up shots, slinging rocks, but the spot gets hot. Too many busters off the block trying to make this time. If I got criminal mind, try to find it. Bet you find it hard to talk to, let you walk through the path like the one I had when it was bad. But I ain't mad, cause I always had my eyes on the prize. I need dollars to survive, but my 9 to 5 just be give me by. So I hit the studio just to kick the flow for the money though. Tired of being the hoe, so many things they know. This nigga off on there, they say they telling tales. Oh the hell well, nigga, I just get my mail. Skrilla, scratch, Papa got a brand new batch. Niggas loving that, steady dubbing that. More money, more. How can I keep mine? One collection agency steady sweating me, talking about they won't dares. Who the hell cares when you're broke and been broke? Still got that car note, then you living rent free. What the hell that mean to me? Currency's low, working steady and slow. You don't hear me though, it's all about that money mo.
Money moves everything. Make it don't when it does, might be a big shove.
I'm on the dash for the cash, I run it fast. Money makes the world go round, and I ain't slowing down till I'm underground. Make money, money, make money, money, money.
Hello?
Who is this?
What you mean, who is this?
Oh, hey baby, what's up?
Don't hey baby me, where you at?
At home, chilling with Ray.
Ah, that's funny. Ray right here and I don't see you. What? You know what? I'm tired of you lying and playing these little games.
Baby, you know I love you. Wanna be with you.
Hold up, wait. That's another lie. You know what? Why did I even call you? I'm wasting my time.
Hello?
Should never have to ask no questions. This time I learned my lesson. Stressing about the things you do. This time I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Boy, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of you playing these games.
You looking good. Took you so long to get back. You know I've been waiting.
to go away and leave my lonely heart astray, I would think of you every day and pray that one day you would come back my way, my way, my way, my way. Never could I live without your tender touch and your sweet smile. You have instilled a trust in me, just like a little child. And you have given me a love so deep, like I've never known. Passions you've unleashed in me, as if they were your own. Yeah, your own. Ooh, boy. Yeah.
Just wanna go home, oh. Just wanna find my home, my home. Oh, just wanna find my home, oh. Just wanna find my home, my Look at your face, my heart is breaking. Though we gave it all, but we were taking Austin nights. Passion in the eyes, not just forsaken. Wanted to believe, but faith was shaken. Austin nights, my Austin nights. I woke up, saw a Texas starlight shining in your eyes. Then I thought it was going to be alright. You woke up, said to have me here was such a sweet surprise. Then I thought it was going to be alright. Look at your face, my heart is breaking. Though we gave it all, but we were taking Austin nights. Passion in their eyes, not just forsaken. Wanted to believe, but faith was shaken. Austin nights, my Austin nights. Never looking back again, never going back again. Oh no, not never looking back again, never going back again to the places. Never looking back again, never going back again. Oh no, not never looking back again, never going back again. My nights together were not enough to make our last. It was over before it could really begin. Drove hard from the start, wanting more. Tried to hold on, but it was moving too fast. Look at your face, my heart is breaking. Though we gave it all, but we were taking Austin nights. Passion in their eyes, not just forsaken. Wanted to believe, but faith.
You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com, your independent music source. Fresh, new music, right here on the
We are back, and I hope you enjoyed that little montage of some of the stuff that I've done back in the day when G House production was kind of new and going through some things.
I'll say they did enjoy it very much so. Gary, Marilyn Ford, and Yvonne J are loving it, and Charles spoke on it, and Joyce Spencer, of course. They were talking about how hot that music is.
All right.
They're right.
Thank
They're
you.
right.
Thank you, everybody.
But they are feeling you.
I
Since you
feel
know,
you.
and thanks for everybody for showing up today for Gary's in the hot seat birthday show.
Did you like
Y'all know
my poster that I put out when I had the flames in the chair?
Yeah, I saw that, man. And that's another thing he does, Andre. He kills the graphics. He kills the graphics.
So you have time to do that too, huh?
Yeah.
Man, he does it all. He does it all.
Yeah, one man shop. Well, I tell you.
One man.
There you go. And you make it look easy, but it's not.
Yeah. It's work. It's work, but it's fun work. So I love doing it. I really do.
Well, see what they say is it's not work if you love it, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
In respective to all the songs that you just played and all the things that you were going through, that made the stories that you had at that time. What do you think about it, looking back or thinking back at those times?
Oh man, I tell you, it's good times for sure for me, and it was a fun time because it was a time of exploration, exploring all new things on recording because
right.
Even before the G House production came together, I was always recording music and stuff. I was doing it with I had like drum machines and sequencers and stuff like that. So I was actually doing it without a computer back in the 90s. And so I didn't really get my very first computer until the year 2000. I didn't even know how to work a computer until 2000 because I had some friends that in fact, Maurice, the guy that was playing guitar that learned me my first chords when I was a kid, he got turned on to some music software recording software, and he was already doing some of that kind of stuff on experimenting with it on his computer, and this was like right about that time when I first got my computer, and so. That's when I was new because I remember the very first software that I used was called Cakewalk, and I don't know if you guys heard of Cakewalk, but but that was what I started out on, and just kind of dealt with that for my first few projects, and then through the years I've experimented with some other softwares and stuff, just kind of switch around, and but yeah, man, like I said, it was a whole new world coming into recording on computer, and then on top of that networking online with your music. It was a whole new thing.
Exciting.
Very exciting because I remember when, like I said, when I did get the computer, and I'm a pretty fast learner, so it was like I said, and then plus when you're excited about doing things, you're just into it, and you learn. You make yourself learn things that you probably didn't know that you can do, and so that was my main focus, was trying to learn how to record music on my own, but make it sound professionally radio sound, because before I had that opportunity to do that, I used to pay and go to this is back when I had cassettes now. I remember I used to go to the studio and pay little hours, some money, here and there, go in there and do the thing, and then get the product, go home, and then I'm listening to it on the cassette, and I'm like, man, my cassette recording of the stuff I did, just homemade here at the house, I say, this sounds better than what they did at that studio, I was, I was wasting money.
Right.
Yeah, it was just blowing money.
Sometimes it's like that.
And I kind of got tired of it. So that's what that's what kind of threw me in to say I'm gonna learn this. I'm gonna learn how to do it myself. Yeah. So anyway, make a long story short, that's when I first got that computer. I got turned on to, like I said, to the software. Started putting out music, and my very first so-called project with a collection of songs, like 10 or something like that. They had at that time this cool website called mp3.com, and I don't know if y'all ever heard of it back then, but it was early. Yeah, it was kind of cool because they say you get on there, you sign up, get your own little account for free, and then if you had mp3s that you made or music, you upload them on there, and then you start networking. That's how I started networking with a lot of different artists, because they were all on there doing it, And
that was a great thing, Gary, because they had a great commercial. It was the mp3.com.
Yeah.
Whips the mama's ass. Remember they used to say that all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's I'm sorry. Go ahead, Andre.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say now, when you transitioned over to doing the radio. By the way, for those that don't know it, I keep saying this because I'm proud of him. He got the Intro Award because of his body of work for broadcasting and doing what he does for the GHP radio in the last 5, as well as maintaining a 24-hour radio platform for independent artists. Now, take us and transition us into how you transition from that at the same time doing music. Then you decide, forget it. I'm gonna just have a radio station. Mm-hmm. Give us that, if you could, some insight on that.
Okay. Well, bless his soul, rest in peace, my brother Ray Mack. Y'all remember Ray Mack? Edward McDaniel.
Right.
Well, that guy, man, he's the one that actually got me into the radio stuff. It was awesome. Being that I was doing all that music, and everything back then. Well, Ray had, at that time, he had just retired from the service. And he used to always, when he would come to town, he would always make the point to stop by and say, Gary, what kind of music you doing? Boy, let me hear, some of the stuff you got and all of that. And so, we would talk, and every time when he would come, he would always say, he said, man, as soon as I get ready to retire from the service, he said, man, I'm gonna put my online radio station on, and that was something totally new to me. I didn't know anything about that, and apparently he must have had got word of it, because he was wanting to do it, and he said I'm gonna get my own servers, and he said, man, I want you to help me with it and everything. I was like, okay. I said, yeah, fine, but man, I didn't have no clue of what was going on. So
sure, I'll help you.
I said, hey, I'm in, whatever, So, but with the grace of God, he did. He bought. As soon as he retired, he bought all that stuff, and he had a cousin that lived in Atlanta that was housing his servers for him, and built him a really sophisticated website that ran this station 24/7. It was called iTrackRadio.com, and he had the capability of starting however many radio stations he wanted in different genres, and so. Of course, he wanted me to help him out, and so being that I had the production skills and doing that kind of stuff, that's kind of how I got into doing that with him. And what I would do is all those artists that I networked on mp3.com and some others that I met over the years, I would get their music. I said, yeah, send me your music. We starting a station, we're gonna start playing. Everybody try, get their music heard. Because, at that time, a lot of us, at that time, we all were trying to get our music heard on regular radio stations and get turned down all the time because, they had all kinds of different stuff. Y'all know how it was back then.
Yeah.
And so.
And still is,
yeah. And so that was kind of more or less a big thing that even Ray and myself, we would talk about all the time. He said, well, man, when we get this online broadcast, forget them, we're gonna do our own thing, and that's how that all really got started. And I just started like I said, a lot of artists that I networked with over the years, I would call them, and at that time I was doing interviews with them through, because we didn't have this technology that we have now back then, but we had other stuff. So what I would do is call them on the phone, and I had my little, my microphone, which was a good mic that picked up really good, but I would take my phone speaker and put it on speakerphone, and I would put it up against the mic when they talk, and it came out. I mean, I still got all the archives of all those shows. Look. Which I'm gonna start bringing back out on our other radio station just for nostalgic stuff. But yeah, man, we were. I would do that, do like a little 30-minute interview with them, play their music, and it just kind of caught on. And then through time, man, we would do that, and then it wasn't until a few years later, Ray Mack he got the nerves to come, because I would always say, man, you need to come over here and interview with me, but he would never do it. He was always scared. He said, I don't know.
Let me give my salute to Ray.
Yeah.
Let me give my salute to Ray real quick.
Yeah, do so. I see what you're doing. Yeah, when he used to doze off on the show.
That was funny.
We used to have fun with Ray.
You got him sleeping during the whole show.
Yeah.
You had the show was still going, but the camera was on.
Oh, yeah.
He was just like baking out.
So much fun. I miss
and
that,
then if you
miss that
said
brother so
something,
much.
If you said something, Andre, you know about that one eye said, my eyes may be closed, but I hear you.
But I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah. You wasn't lying about that. Yeah. But yeah, man.
But you guys were good at building the station up together.
Mm-hmm.
And my hat's off to you. Because then now you started doing all this at once. Not only were you producing the show and curating independent artists' music for the show, but you're doing all this and the graphics and the plugs, all this by yourself, dude. At the same time, like, this is incredible. There's no wonder why you got the Intro Award. I'm gonna keep throwing that out there, Andre.
Hey,
but you
all
deserve
the publicity.
It.
Exactly.
You deserve it.
Exactly.
You deserve it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the Enthroned.
People don't understand, especially the younger generation, that don't understand the connection between record labels and radio stations. And this is nothing new. It always has been both needing both each other. I don't know where it turned, where these labels are disconnected from the radio or broadcasters are disconnected from record labels, but it's the life's blood of a success of a record.
Yeah.
And you can't do without it. And so instead of retreating, I went forward with it and to build relationships with them so it could help my company. Working at Warner Brothers Records showed me a lot about having your own record label.
Oh, absolutely.
And so here we are. Yeah.
Well, you're one of the ones that opened doors for us as well. Other people that you might not know it, younger ones that don't know it, that you are very instrumental in helping your people and independent artists out there. A lot of them that are listening right now don't really understand just how deep in the trenches and heavily behind the scenes and the contributions that you made to get it to be able to where Gary could put his stuff out there like that and have a platform for that. And
I'm humbled by it.
And my stuff as well. And we appreciate you for that as well, sir. And it's also an honor having you on here. Help us celebrate this boy's birthday.
That's right. But I stand on shoulders, and without them, we can't do it. So it's a work together. Yeah, we have to work together. Especially black businesses, and black radio and black music.
Yes.
Because we're a force, and if we work together, we can solve all these problems that are plaguing these new artists.
Absolutely.
And we have to support each other and our products as well.
Absolutely.
We got to support. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Fuston has a new product out, man. So go and support him at GHP Radio and get your fillet of raccoon. I got mine in the mail today, and I am happy with it and pleased with the cooking results. Don't forget, great for the kids and makes great jerky.
Did he say,
Okay, now back,
did he say
back to you,
raccoon fillet?
Is that what that is?
No. People, I'm just kidding. This is bluefin tuna because someone gave me a question.
Okay.
I don't want them really thinking, blowing up your line and trying to get them raccoon fillets. Thinking it's real.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But Gary, happy birthday again, man. I can't say
Happy
that.
birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm glad to make it to 61. I tell you, it's you know, I never really thought, you know, back in the days coming up, I used to always wondered, you know, when I get up in age, what it's gonna be like. But to be honest, I feel really good, you know. I don't.
Isn't it funny when you're 18?
Yeah.
And you feel like 35 years old?
I know, right?
Isn't it? You say like, oh damn, when you're 18, like 35, oh dang, that's old. Or 40, oh that's old.
Yeah.
Now,
You know what?
60,
I think it's because of medicine and technology. The older you get, the younger you are, because of I don't know. It's the medicine or the exercise or the food or I can't put my finger on.
Yeah.
But see, Andre, see your hair look good. You got them good curls. See, people, that's what happens when you use them Gary Fuston fries. Look at this. Look at this man's hair. Last time he was on the show, he received a year's supply.
Is that
Gary
what
Fuston fries. And look at his hair now. Healthy.
is that what that was with the backed up beep 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 in my parking lot? Amazon truck back her up. I was like, what the hell is Gary doing?
Is it doing the job? Oh, and I must say, for those of you out there watching us, Vaughn texted me a while ago. He's having some technical issues, and he apologizes for that. I told him you don't have to apologize, but yeah, Vaughn, if you're watching, Vaughn, don't worry about it, brother. You'll get it together.
We're sending you love, brother. We're sending you love.
Yeah.
Big love, man. Big love.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, people, if you want to donate to build a tower in Vaughn's area, so that we can.
As many towers are in Atlanta.
No, he needs his own. Get his own. Have it called the Vaughn Tower.
Right. Tyler Perry got his tower. Vaughn has to get his.
Why not? There's a need for it, you know. But I'm going to keep on singing praises to the Gary Fuston music machine. That is what it is, man. And Gary, you keep putting out that music, bro. Colleen made a comment and she said, hey, Gary, when you put your music out, don't even put a date on it. That's what she said. Don't even put a date on it. That's what she said. Because it doesn't matter how old it is or whatever. It's new to us and it's still fresh and relevant today. That's a very good point that Colleen made. And thank you for saying that, Colleen.
Yeah,
I totally
you,
agree.
Colleen. I love Colleen.
Totally agree with you on that, dear. Colleen, she's the mother of us all. I'll tell you right there.
We really appreciate Colleen. She really help us generate, you know, listeners and stuff for our music. She's got so many music groups and she's out there just keeping them all going. And yes, Colleen, we love you. Thank you. Appreciate you. All your support.
Hey, cheerleader. Our sister Joyce out there, she's out there too. You know she's swinging for you too.
Yeah, my sister Joyce. Yes.
Yeah, out there and about, all over media, social
Ain't
media.
she?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That girl is everywhere. You know my favorite song from her, Andre, is a saxophone.
Saxophone. Yes.
You know that's my jam. That's my jam. Every time we
She be jamming.
That's just that girl.
I notice her audience is I don't know if they expect it because she's a woman that she's jamming just like everyone else, but they're like shocked that she's like bringing the heat.
Yes.
And she does.
She really does.
I love it.
She really
I
does.
love it.
I'll tell you the story of how I met Joyce. this has been like back in, I want to say around like 2010 or 2011. I had released my, let's see, let me think. It would be it'd be my third CD at the time. It was called Octomotive CD. And so anyway, I decided to do just a small, intimate CD release party, and I rented out a place here in Oklahoma City. It was called I forget what it was called, something loft or whatever. But what it was a home, a 2-level home that was turned into a place where people could do events there. And so we did it there, and I had invited Joyce to come and perform with me. It's also Maurice Johnson too. He came too, and so all three of us actually performed together. But and I remember, because when I was communicating with Joyce, I told her, I said, when you come, be sure to bring your CDs and all your stuff, because that way you can get your stuff out there, whatever. And she was like, "Are you sure? You sure?" I said, "This is your deal." I said, "No." I said, "This is all of us." I mean, because that's just how I've always been. But
right.
But she came. But I was so happy to see her. Her and Ladarian came from Texas and came up, and we had, like I said, we had a nice little crowd, and we just had fun.
Good.
We really had fun back
That's
then.
good.
Yeah.
Now
Good
check
vibe.
this out, Gary.
But-
Here's the other side of that, Gary. Now
Yeah.
Joyce, I love that girl so much. And I love watching artists develop and find themselves. And it's just a beautiful process. Watching Joyce when she was doing the show, and Joyce is very prim and proper, very nice, very respectful, classy lady. She still is, I'm just saying. But she's like, yes, and blah, 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 and blah, blah. Then when she went on the road and came back, she was like a total Joyce, man. I pictured her in leather pants, kind of like Shaka Khan looking out. She was ready to throw the funk out. She was seasoned. That was a different Joyce that came back off the road.
Hey.
And I was like, okay. All right. Let me back up a little bit.
Joyce, I'm telling you, Joyce don't play around.
She had, but that just totally changed her and brought her full circle around. And even it's kind of like she had some miles in her voice. She started talking like, "Yeah, I'm doing the funk." I'm like, "Okay, yeah." But it's
what
good
happens.
to see. It's good to see that
The growth.
happen and take place, and to see the growth, like you say.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It really.
Okay, and now since we covered Joyce, let's talk about Grizz, since we're bringing it all together now.
Oh yeah.
Bring her into the picture now.
Griselda. Yeah, I miss Griselda. Gosh. And so now back when, like I said, me and Ray was doing this radio thing, and then I don't know if y'all know Jordan Clements. Well, at the time, Jordan, she had a handful of artists that she was just helping out, with her company, where she would, just kind of, maybe push them to a radio station to get an interview, or maybe have them perform, down there in San Antonio where she was at the time. And at the time, excuse me, Jordan had arranged a CD release party for a saxophonist out of, I think he was out of, I'm trying to remember where he was out of, Germany, I think. But his name was, oh man, and now his name is getting ready to escape me. But if I mention it, I know y'all would, a lot of people would know who he is. But anyway, he came up here, flew to the States, and they did this release party at a club. And when we went to, and Jordan invited me and Ray to come up, to kind of do some promotioning with GHP Radio at the place. So we went, and in fact, that's when we first met Griselda, because Griselda was there, and she was actually selling CDs for the artists and things like that. And so that's how we first met her, and then we connected on Facebook and on the social sites and things like that. And so during that time, Ray started communicating with Grizz online, and then he asked me, he said, "Man, you think Griselda would be a good candidate to come on and start hosting the show with us?" And I was like, "Sure." I said, "I think that'd be cool," because at that time Griselda was part-time hosting with another lady that had a podcast show that was going on out of Washington, D.C. And I think they were on Blog Talk when they were doing it at the time. But anyway, we would tell, we connected with Griselda, say, yeah, if you're interested. And she was like very interested in doing it. So she started sitting in with us weekly, and then it turned into a permanent thing. And Griselda, she was just a sweetheart. Really miss her. She always made it really fun. And then plus she was helping me bring in artists onto the show as well, because she was connected to a lot of great artists as well at the time. But yeah, that's how Grizz came in the story. And then when Joyce came on, you know, we had both Joyce and Grizz. They was like sisters on the show.
Oh yeah.
But always made it so much fun. And like I said, I really miss Griselda and Ray both, because they was a big part of the show, I tell you. And it was so cool because, you know, like for the longest before like I want to say maybe 7 years ago, I think it has been that we've been on YouTube. So if you look at it back then, it was just everything back during that time. You could never see us. You didn't know what we looked like at the time. We was just on our broadcast, you know, online broadcast. And but when YouTube came to the story, and that's how I started bringing this show on to bring a whole nother light to everything and visuals. So just, you know, moving with the technology, because you know how technology was just changing all the time.
Absolutely, all the time.
It used to crack me up when Mac would go off to the left and stuff, and Grizz would just be like,
yes. She keep on lying. Oh yeah.
And Joyce would be cracking up.
I
and
know. Oh, we had so much fun. So much fun. I see a comment. Joyce said, I miss when Grizz and I would raise our church finger, to exit out of the view when Mac would act up.
That's right, Joyce.
Yeah, they would do that. They was right on time with it too. Oh my goodness.
Goodness gracious. Oh my God. I miss them people so much.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh
Great.
yeah.
But you got some more music for us, Gary? Because we're ready for some out.
Well, I mean, I could put on some other, but
yeah, I want to hear that one song. You know my favorite one.
Which one? Tell me.
The one where I call you Gary. Gary Isaac Gary Fuston.
That was I already played that. That was on the montage. What you talking about? Yeah, that was on the montage.
Okay.
I played the montage a while ago, and then plus I played a lot of my music before we even came on. You know, to kind of let people kind of hear some of the other stuff. But yeah, it's I guess, you know, as far as my collection, like you said, I do have a large library. You know, the very first CD that I really put out commercially was called The Best of G Fuston. A lot of people don't, I mean, there's a lot of people that know about it, that's bought it, but there's a lot of people that still haven't heard that one before. But it's kind of wild because that CD was a friend of mine, bless his heart, I don't know where he is today because he just kind of fell off the earth, it seems like, but there was this gentleman over in the UK, his name was Tom Fox, and he was a vocalist. And when I was telling you about the mp3.com and I was networking with all these artists and stuff at the time, well, he was an artist that was on that site as well, and I kind of connected with him, and we had a rapport on music that we would put out. You know, every time he would compliment some of the music that I put out, and then I would the same with him because he was a vocal guy, and I was really impressed. And when I remember hearing something that he done when I first heard his voice. I was like, man, this dude sounds like Michael Jackson. He got kind of a voice like him, sort of, so to speak, was kind of weird, but it was kind of crazy because the producer that he had at the time was the music, you know, wasn't Michael Jackson type style music, but it was a different type of music, but it was cool. But just hearing him on it, it was just like, man, it was just eerie because certain things he would dude when he's singing, you'd be like, man, it sure sounds a lot like, you know, Michael, you had your eyes closed. So anyway, he had heard a track that I had put out on MP3com at one time that he really liked, and he was like, man, can I write something to this, you know? And he would send me message, you know, I want to write to this and blah blah blah, and I was like, sure, you know, because I was impressed with his vocals. So what I ended up doing, this was before, you know, we were emailing tracks back and forth, you know, but what I did, I had a CD, I burned off the instrumental version of the track, because at the time the track that I had, it was titled something else, and it had my guitar lead on it. But what I did, I took the guitar lead off and just left the main bed of the track and send that to him by mail over to the UK. He took it and went to a studio with this other guy, and they took and put the track down, and then he sung on it. They sent it to me, all produced and everything, and I was just blown away. It tripped me out. I was like, whoa, you know, and so we really started connecting it to the point where he made like 2 trips to the States to come, you know, kind of hang out with me a couple times to record some music, and we put out a little EP and everything. But his name was Tom Fox, and in fact, in that montage, I think a lot of people heard it towards the last montage. There was a track called Austin Nights that he sung on it, but that's one of the tracks that went on one of his albums that did pretty well over in France and at the time and the UK, and we actually got some airtime on some airlines and stuff from that track, I remember. But man, I was, like I said, I was so impressed by the guy voice, because like I said, if you had your eyes closed when you first heard him, and you would hear some stuff that he was doing, I was like, man, this is crazy. And then plus on top of that, he's a white guy, you know, so he wasn't, you know, because when I first heard it, I didn't, you know, didn't know what he looked like or anything, just heard his voice, and I was just tripping. But he was good, and I wish he was still around to work with him, but he got frustrated with the business because, you know, he was out chasing labels and trying to get something going at the time, and it was just tough.
It's a tough business.
It's tough business, very tough.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's not for the faint of heart.
No.
Now, Gary, was this before the When It's Over release, or was it after the Gary Fuston Octave Motives release?
Oh, it was before. It was before the Octave Motive stuff. Okay. Yeah, in fact, because what I was going to tell you, that when I put that very first CD, The Best of G. Fuston, he was the one that was instrumental in pushing me to do it, because at that time I was scared to put my music out online, you know, as a first commercial CD, because I didn't know if my production was good enough, you know, because, you know, you always be comparing your stuff to other stuff, you know, and that was one thing I used to do when I was recording, being that I was learning myself. I would use reference tracks, you know, of stuff that I've heard, or stuff that I've already bought, you know, other artists that I trust as far as the sound and everything, and I would just reference and try to get it sounding just this production style of that, you know, as close as I could. But Tom was the one. He had me. He helped me out, because at that time, he did a little bit of graphic work at the time, and before I was really jumping into the graphic work. Right. And he did my very first logo I used to have for G House Production. It was different, but at the time, but he did that just to kind of push me. He said, "Yeah, put your logo," and you know, and he had that UK accent. It was funny talking to him, because it was so strong, because he was I think he was Irish or whatever, but because he was actually but when he get on the microphone, it's like you didn't even look. It was wow.
The vocal has an American accent, but the spoken word is, you don't know what it is, exactly. Scottish or Irish.
Yes. It was so strange. I used to tease him about it, you know, and everything. But he was that good. He was really good, and like I said, he was one that pushed me to put that first CD out called The Best of G. Fuston. I mean, he's the one that even told me to title that, because I didn't know what to title, you know, because I just had all these different tracks that I had put together at the time and didn't know what to do. So I just put them all on a track. It was 15 tracks, and I put it out, and then I started getting some reviews. You know, a few writers out there that would do album reviews and stuff. They would reach out to me and things like that.
That's good.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I kind of got boosted into the internet world of music.
Right.
And people all over the world, they might not speak English, but they know the music. And I was in Japan when I was touring in Japan, and I met this one guy, and he was like, "Natawa kawaii, what's your Ohio?" And I asked him, I said, "What's your favorite artist?" He said, "Oh, Marvin Gaye." I said, "Oh, great!" And then he broke out, "And when I get that feeling,"
yeah.
I was like, "Whoa!"
Oh, Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's
look.
singing. There was no accent. He's singing it like Marvin's brother. I want sexual healing, and he goes, "Natawa." Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, people,
But you know, that's the power of music, and it brings all creeds, color, all sexes together around the world. That's what I love about music and film. It brings people together.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I would ask you what's next for Gary, but we kind of know.
Now I tell you what my dream job is, that has always been, and you know, and I still working my way in some sense of maybe one of these days I might get lucky and get some kind of connection somewhere. But I always wanted this just to produce music, no matter what type of music, but I just want to do it for TV and film and stuff like that. I like to get connected with a nice music library of some sort, because I you know, that's the kind of thing I've always been interested in. I've just never been a person that's been a person that want to be the front guy in a band or, you know, like that. I always like producing music and just being, you know, in the background, you know, and because I just enjoy it so much.
No, I understand, and having your music tied to a film, right? So let me suggest, off camera, I will tell you my suggestions, especially in the city that you're in. It will be a lot easier to get to these filmmakers because they need that connection.
Yeah.
For instance, the story about the film Jaws, Steven Spielberg's film, the actual shark, the machine wouldn't hardly work. That shark wouldn't even work all the time, most of the time.
Yeah.
So the director had to turn to the composer and to get the violins and the violas to substitute the shark was coming instead of the actual shark coming.
Yeah.
So you know, the music will substitute a visual with an audible. You know, the dun, 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 dun. And that's what helps. That's what helps with you know, films. But I'll definitely let you know exactly you might suggest to put your music to.
Absolutely, very cool.
Fantastic.
But you're so right. Yeah, I remember that when that like I said, them string instruments doing that, you know, and all that stuff. Like I said,
you were scared. You heard that, you were already scared.
Yeah, you already hear it, right?
and when you hear the story about it, and there are pictures of that mechanical shark is just not working, and so it stopped working a lot because when they put it in the water, it stopped working. How ironic is that, right?
Yes.
But that's when, you know, you have to be really creative and move to the musicians to substitute.
Yeah, music is powerful. It really
it's powerful,
is.
man.
It is so powerful.
Sure. How about the music for Close Encounters? When the mothership landed, and what was the communication? What was the communication? All they kept hearing was ba 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 ba. But when the mothership came down the baritone, ba ba.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Different versions of that.
Were talking together, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
I mean, it would have been funny if they would have put the actual Mothership with Bootsy Collins on there when they landed.
Yeah. George would have walked out real cool.
Yeah.
When that big door opened up, I could see George walking out with his cane. That'd have been
Exactly. That would have blew everybody away.
That'd have blew everybody away.
It sure
So
Talking
would.
about Marvel.
Yeah.
The guy from France, right, Anton? Andre, the guy from France, he was right. It was George all along.
The brother from the Black Planet.
From the Black Planet.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, you mentioned concerts, man. That just threw me back too. I used to love going check out some concerts, some good concerts.
Man, the
back in
production,
day.
Gary, of when the mothership was coming, they kept trying to tell us.
Oh,
the
my
mothership
goodness.
is coming. The mothership is, and when it started coming down,
Man,
and
I went nuts.
I went bananas.
Look, that's what people bought their tickets just. They didn't say, well, it's a concert, but no, the mothership is going to land. So
Yeah,
that's what
they
they
were
wanted to
thinking
go.
that.
Yes. Yes.
But when it
Oh.
actually landed, and George got out, just too cold.
It
He was cold.
You couldn't tell him nothing.
You couldn't.
It cooled off.
Yeah. It was
He was
awesome.
too. You right. You couldn't tell him nothing.
I know it. Man, that was some awesome timing.
God. And I was on the rafters too, so it went over my head. I was like, "What?" And
Yeah.
it came out perfect. It wasn't jiggly. It wasn't jagged. It
Uh-huh.
was just
Yeah.
all the way perfect landing to the stage.
And the band was doom doom. You know, it had that music bumping. Oh my goodness.
Ernie kept telling us, "It's coming. It's coming." I want to be on that ship. He kept trying to tell us.
Most memorable concerts for me would be that one, and then when Prince came to Oklahoma City with Vanity Six and all of them back then. I remember that was just awesome. The time
Did you hear,
it was like a
you hear
whole.
what Earth, Wind & Fire, you hear what Earth, Wind & Fire had to say about Pilot? Because they had to come on after them. When they did a show with them one time.
Oh really?
And all they heard for the longest was boom, boom. Earth, Wind & Fire said, "That's all we heard." Boom, boom. They said we had to go and reevaluate everything after that concert.
Oh man. Yeah.
But that was for something that he was looking forward to, because when he was coming up, he was listening to Earth, Wind and Fire, and that's why I say we stand on each other's shoulders, because we learned that. I mean, Michael Jackson and before when he's coming up, he's looking at all these performers, dancing and singing on Jackie Wilson. You know what I mean? And what he was doing. So it's a wealth of generation that we collectively bring the music together, and here we are today. And you as a musician have experienced a lot of musicians that you heard, and collectively you put your own sound to it.
Oh, most definitely. And I'm glad that they were there for inspiration and someone to turn to. But what's funny, Andre, is that I've told the story before, like when we're young, we have our idols that we kind of emulate and we try to copy. And it's a good, healthy thing. But I was telling the story of how Ramley Michael Davis, which I call him Trumpet Bully, by the way, because he calls me up and he does trumpet drive-bys on me in the mornings. But anyway, you know it, Gary.
I know.
You've heard it.
I've actually heard it.
But Andre, what's funny is that I learned how to phrase and play a power trumpet just by listening to the things he did while he was playing with Earth, Wind & Fire. And I was telling Al McKay this very same thing, and Al McKay kept looking over my shoulder laughing, and I couldn't figure out why he was laughing. And I turned around, and Ram Lee was behind me. But that kind of thing right there is to meet the heroes that you emulate, and you get a chance to tell them, hey, thanks for being there. I didn't know what direction to go. No one to tell me how to do anything. But that's how come these kids today can go to the stuff that you've done and that they've done and say, oh, it sounds like this when they do that. We got to have these kind of references, man, because sometimes we don't have nothing else.
Right.
So true.
That's right.
So true. Yeah.
But he is a trumpet bully, Andre. He is. But, Gary, remember we went back and forth for how long at one time, Gary?
Oh, it was a nice little show. I was kicked back listening in.
I think it was 45 minutes. It was a battle, Andre. We went back and forth. It was a battle. And then after he hung up, and he said, "Okay, I gotta go." And Gary said, "Yeah, I gotta get back to work, right?" And I said, "Okay, talk to everybody later." He called me back 5 minutes later. "Hey, I got one more."
Yeah. That's great.
He's got
man.
new music
That's
coming
great.
out that he's working out, and he's also produced with this brother. That's sadly enough, is in a coma. But we're going to be doing a show about the brother that Ramley has been producing with. Very talented brother, and we're going to get that information. I'd also like to have you come on as well with that one, Andre, because I know you got some great insight to add to this, and I'm sure you know who the artist is as well. But we'll talk about that off camera. But yeah, we stand on everybody's shoulders, like you said.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's good to celebrate your music and celebrate you, my brother, in your birthday. You have another chance around the sun to do what you need to do. I appreciate you as a broadcaster because you make a lot of artist records out there and put it out there. And I thank you, especially my artists that are on my label and my associate artists that I work with, the marquee names, that they appreciate it as well.
Well, we appreciate all of them, and we enjoyed every one of them that's come on to the show, and just loved having them on the show. So thank you for sending them our way, and
you're welcome.
It's just awesome because
I wouldn't have done it if I didn't think it was your show was not well put together.
Thank you.
And because there's a lot of them out there like, what?
Yeah. That's true. That is true. Thank you.
They're like, Andre, I know you know this person, I know you know this artist, and I need you to get them on my show. I'm like,
yeah, I get it. I definitely get it, man. For sure. Yeah.
And the thing that I'm seeing, I'm like, dude, man, come on.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah. Makes you
you just hating on me because you don't want to introduce me to so and so. Have the Supremes come over. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna have the ladies come up on your show. I can't do that. They don't look at me crazy. Okay, Andre, you asked us to come on our show. What are you kidding me? They're like, it's hard, man.
Oh, it's tough. It's tough. But I want to just definitely again thank you, Andre, again for including GHP Radio in your honors. That was such a wonderful surprise, and I'm so proud to be just in the company of all your wonderful people that you have under that. And I just, like I said, I just want to thank you for it again.
You're welcome, man. You're in a great company. There was again the ladies of the Supreme, Stephanie Spruill, Nikki Stevenson, Cornelius Grant, who was the MD for the Temptations, and there's Frida Payne, Switch, and we have the Waters, the group The Waters, and they were all honored, and we had it just goes down the list, but you were definitely a part of it because you make the machine work.
Yeah. Well,
and that's something you should be very proud of, Gary.
Oh, I am.
You have
so
a
proud
lot to be
proud honored, of, very honored, and so.
And we're
proud.
very proud of you. Very proud of you.
Absolutely.
And like Andre said, you enjoy more birthdays and many more times around the sun, and keep it coming, brother. I can't wait to see what's coming next. I kind of know, but only because I'm involved in it. I know what's coming next. But you never cease to amaze me, Gary. and it never ceases to amaze me. And besides that, man, you're very entertaining. I tell you, Andre, he's a very modest brother too, because I was like, Gary, listen, man, why don't you send he knows what I'm going to say. Gary, why don't you send your music and email to this guy right here, okay? He's going to get your stuff and your videos in rotation, and they're going to be played all around the world. He's like, well, if they play them, They play them. If they don't, then they don't. I said, no, Gary, no, do it. They're gonna play it.
Yeah, the whole idea is to the interview is to play the music, and being a recipient of this award, that's basically what I want to do, turn the tables on you so you could be interviewed through all these other broadcasters that came before you that was a part of this honor. So I'll have you being interviewed, them interview you about your steps in your show, how you put your show together. So we can have a consortium of broadcasters talking about how they made how they made it through their show, especially through COVID. Yes. Because half of them didn't have a brick and mortar they had to go to, they couldn't go to at the time, so they had to reinvent themselves.
Oh, yeah.
And kudos to the ones who had to do it. Because I told them, I said, look, you had to get there and make it happen. We don't know what this thing is, but we're still gonna make it happen and live through it.
Yes, absolutely.
Keep on pushing forward, brother. Just keep on pushing it forward.
No doubt.
I want to thank you, man, for inviting me to this. This is great, and the reflection of the work that you've done and the work that you're about to do and the music that you're about to release throughout the world. So, again, keep it up, keep going, and we enjoy it.
Thank you, thank you.
Just remember, that's the newest
Appreciate
thing coming from. I like his voice recorder. You reach Gary Fuston.
And now you're pregnant.
You crack me up with that. Like a black secret agent. You go with your bad stuff, Gary. I ain't mad at you, brother. Much love to you, man.
Much love to you both.
Continued success to you.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate you both being here, and I'll thank all of you tuned in, and of course everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all so much, and I want to thank everyone that made my birthday wishes and comments on my pages and this week. I really do appreciate it. I see all of the comments. If I didn't acknowledge, it's just so many of them that came through, and I'm so blessed and appreciate it. I really do. I know you didn't have to do that, and so I thank you all very much.
So Gary, please let them know where they can go and get your music, because the Gary Fuston was GaryFuston.com for the everything all Gary.
Yeah.
I was looking at all the albums on there. They can access it through there.
Yeah, one shot stop right there, and you can actually access the radio station there as well.
And locally, you're going to be performing, or wherever you're going to be performing, you keep them abreast so they can come and see you, or be able to broadcast it, your live performances.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right there, easy. If you know my name, Gary Fuston, it's GaryFuston.com. Takes you right there, and you will see everything Gary Fuston there, and GHP Radio, and all that good stuff there.
Well, Gary, thanks for being in the hot seat today, and we've been trying to get you on here. That's why Von wanted to be on here.
I know,
because it's rare that we get to turn the tables on you.
I know.
Thanks for giving us the opportunity to turn the tables on you. And this is about the time where you would reserve everybody to have their last words before they sign off. I'd like to start off with Mr. Andre Pittman. Was something that you'd like to leave us with, sir, before we close out the show, which is tradition?
To GHP Radio. I want to thank you for perpetuating and helping enthroned artists on my label to broadcast, put their music out to the world. And I will continue to work with you creatively, and you keep doing what you're doing, Gary, and spread love to the world. Thank you. Appreciate
you.
And again, I'd like to say happy birthday, Gary. Thanks for having me on board doing this. I enjoy it very much, and enjoying talking to you through the week and catching up with you. And I'll fill in for the words for Mr. Vaughn and how he would usually kick us off. Odambo, brother.
Odambo Jack.
Odambo Jack. That's what I said. Odambo Jack.
In the
God
words
bless
of,
you, Gary.
Yeah.
It is great to see you again, Andre.
You have a good one and have a great weekend.
Okay, everybody too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
God bless you all.